Hi sewing friends, my name's Diana and this is my channel, The Wandering Sewist. As you can see, some big changes have been going on this week. But first I want to thank Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for starting the hashtag FridaySews, where us sewers come together on Fridays and share a little bit about sewing and a little bit about life. If you're interested in chatting with some other sewers on YouTube, just follow the hashtag FridaySews and you will be happily entertained for hours of sewing content. That's what I do on Friday nights and Saturdays. I watch a ton of sewing content. And even more into Sundays and the week now, there are so many Friday sewers that it keeps me entertained for days. So click on that hashtag and join in the fun. So this week, I'm going to go ahead and do the life portion first because it's the elephant in the room and it's screaming. I have made a huge transition with my hair. I have been growing out my natural gray for over a year now, and I decided, and my stylist and I discussed this week, and my colored hair that was down to here was very, very dry and damaged, and the ends were so split that we just decided to go ahead and cut all of that off and get down to mostly my natural color. There's a little bit of dye left on the ends. You can just barely see any of it, but most of this is my natural hair color so that I can have healthy hair again and I don't have to spend $300 every 6 weeks to get my hair colored. And I'm a proud grandma, so if my gray hair screams grandma to you, that's exactly what I'm going for, because I have 3 beautiful granddaughters who call me Nana. I love them, and I don't mind being Nana. So that's what I'm going for, the natural hair look. So I don't know, I love the short hair. This is the way I used to have my hair when I was younger. But that was in the 80s where more of the height was more acceptable. But now I got a little bit of a bang. And yeah, I think that it's pretty nice. So other than my hair this week, that's really the only thing that's been going on in life. We've pretty much just been staying home. I've been working on a secret project and the boys have just been hanging out. So life has been quiet this week. So let's switch over to sewing. Okay, so for sewing this week, I've been working on a secret project. I'm gonna give you a little tiny sneak peek. Just a little sneak peek. You ready? That's all you get. That's all you get, a sneak peek of my secret project. I will be releasing a video early next week, Monday, Tuesday. Look out for it. And it will be my collaboration with a young high school student here in Prague named Joy. She's the daughter of a friend of mine. And we have been together working on the Marlin backpack from So Sweetness. I will insert a photo here of the Marlin backpack so you can be reminded. So I will be releasing a collab video of Joy and me working on our Marlin backpacks along with the finished reveal. So keep an eye open for that. Other things this week is, you know, I made the smaller version of the Marlin backpack a couple weeks ago, maybe more than 2 weeks ago now, and I made it in this red corduroy, which was a mistake. Do not sew a backpack out of corduroy, or if you do not use foam interfacing. It's just too much bulk. And so because the seams were so bulky, I apparently either split or missed this seam in the bottom of, it's the bottom of the front panel here. This is the front zipper pocket. So I am thinking the only way to get in there and fix it is to open up the front zipper pocket, possibly here. The front zipper pocket, open that up, get into the seam here, just open that up a little bit, pull that seam through and then re-sew it. The other option is to just do a whip stitch from the outside. Just, you know, fold this in and then just whip stitch it from the outside. So I'm a little bit stumped. If you have any suggestions, could you please down in the comment section below let me know what would be the best way to fix this seam that either do a corduroy frayed because and the seam allowance was too narrow to hold it, or I just missed it, or I don't know what happened, but the whole front part came undone. So if you have any suggestions on how I can get that operational, because I really like my little red backpack. It's very cute. The lining is adorable. I really like using this as my purse. So I would like for it to not have a giant rip in the seam. That would be really great. So while we're talking about sewing, I need to talk to you about what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing a dress that I made. It's like a peasant style dress with it has elastic around the collar, elastic around the arms. It has a drop waist style with a belt, and it's a tiered skirt. It has 2 tiers, and this is a dress from the So Beautiful book, From Itch to Stitch. I'll get the book and I'll show it to you. So the So Beautiful book is written by Kenneth Wong, who is the creator and designer behind Itch to Stitch. And she has several patterns in here, and the pattern that I made that I'm wearing is this one, which is the Palermo shirt and dress. So you can see the line drawings. And so I made the dress down on the bottom there with the tiers. There's no waistline in here because it's a tunic style top that goes straight down to here. So you cinch in the waist just with the belt, which is nice because I don't know about other ladies, but I'm a lady of a certain age and my waistline goes through some of this and it goes through some of that. And so being able to adjust where the belt hits me and how tight or how loose I want it makes this dress super comfortable. So if you're looking for a dress like that, easy breezy wearing dress, you can get it from the So Beautiful book from Kenneth Wong. I have been working on the Vogue dress a little bit this week. This is the Vogue 1672. The only thing I've managed to do this week with the Vogue, because I've been working on the collaboration with Joy this week, the only thing I've managed to do is cut it out. So I have here all of my pieces cut out of this khaki green fabric with the orange flowers. And I went back and forth, debating back and forth if this fabric was directional. So let me show you a piece, because I did do some jigsawing. I was running really short of fabric. So I had to do some pattern Tetris. If you know, you know. So I'm going to show you a larger piece, and you let me know if you think it's directional. So this is the back bodice. So this is the right side up. Now take a look at the pattern, and then this way, and then this way, and this way, and then back up. What do you think? Is it directional enough so that the pieces I cut going the other way are going to look weird? What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. I'd appreciate some feedback on that. Hopefully it's fine, because I had to, even though I had 5 meters of fabric, which is about 5.5 yards, I used all of it. I used every bit of it for this dress. I was surprised because it says I used the size 20 in the top of the bodice, and then from the waist down I used the size 22. So for the size 22, view B, which is the one I'm doing with the longer sleeves, you should, for 60 wide fabric, you should only use 4 1/8 yards for the exterior. And then the lining is also 4 1/8 yards, but I didn't cut the skirt out of the lining. I only cut the front and back bodice. That's it. I'm only lining the front and back bodice with the self fabric. I reserve the right at a later date to line the skirt if I feel like the skirt needs more structure. To get the look that is on, I really like the look on the cover, the fuller skirt. So if the skirt isn't fuller for me, then I'll probably take like a poly cotton and sew in a lining. So that's the Vogue 1672. I plan on working on it a whole lot on Sunday. And the other thing I've been doing this week is I picked up, so I don't know about you, but when I started my sewing life as a little girl, I remember being 6, 7, 8 years old, sitting on the sofa in my living room with an embroidery hoop and embroidering little flowers on things. My mom would give me scraps of fabric and she would draw little flowers in her fabric markers, and she would have me stitch around them. And I really enjoyed that as a little girl. And then I found the stitchery, which I enjoy watching that YouTube channel called The Stitchery. And Charlie Nebe, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right, Nebe. Her name's Charlie. She's an embroidery artist, and she recently took an embroidery trip to England to take a class. And watching her do embroidery in all the different places and showing us all the different embroidery she's doing, it brought back all of those memories from when I was a child. And I love that. So I was thinking, I should take that up again. If I have such nostalgia and it makes me so happy, I should do it. So I went to a little haberdashery shop, which is like a arts and craft plus sewing supply shop here in Prague, which is near my son's school. And I picked up this little kit. And it's by DIY Embroidery Art Kit, and it's number DZ0071, and it's these really pretty flowers. It's like a little bouquet of flowers. And the reason why I picked this one up in particular is not just the flowers, I love the flowers, but it has a stitch guide on the back. So it tells you in English, which I was so excited about. In a Czech shop, I found English instructions, which is great. So it's in English, it gives you the names of all the stitches and a guide on how to do them. So I was like, that is perfect for me to get back into the embroidery. So I've been working on it for about 2-3 days. And let me show you what I have so far. So this is what I have so far. Now, unfortunately, this light green, I ran out of the embroidery floss. The kit comes with all of the embroidery floss. And one of the great things I loved about this particular one is it's already on a board, looped through here and organized with the numbers from the kit so that you can, so I really appreciated that. And it comes with 3 needles. And unfortunately, there wasn't enough of that green that I was using for the flower stems. So I am going to have to go back to the shop and just get some extra embroidery floss. They have a whole wall of a display of all the different colors of embroidery floss, so I don't think I'll have a problem. And I had these little scissors in my kit that I've had for ages that are my embroidery scissors. Now the wonderful thing about these scissors is they fold down. They're very, you can stick them on a keychain. They have a little key loop. So I really am happy to have found these in my stash of scissors. And then I made a video when I first arrived in Prague over a year ago about a boxy bag project, and I was doing, I'll link it up in the cards above. It was a sewing social that I was doing for some local ladies, and I was going to hold a class on how to sew these boxy bags, and this was my sample that I sewed to show in the class. And so I'm just using this little boxy bag to store my embroidery supplies in so that I can keep everything organized. One of my goals for my embroidery eventually is to use it in my sewing projects. For this particular piece, I'm thinking perhaps if I made a jacket, perhaps a denim bomber style jacket, and I wanted to applique this onto the back of the jacket or on the side, front, down here, or something like that as a accent piece. I could fill in the white background with some different colored embroidery floss just with a satin stitch, and then it would be then just cut out around it and then applique it onto whatever piece I wanted to sew it. I could put it on a bag, put it on a jacket, I could put it on a pair of pants, I could hang it up on the wall, whatever I want to do. But I want to be able to utilize my embroidery projects. I want them to be something useful. Ultimately, my ultimate goal is to make by hand embroidery tunic style tops for my 3 sons that I adopted from Ukraine. In Ukrainian traditional dress, embroidery is very important. Hand embroidery is very important. And the men wear this white tunic style top shirt that has like embroidery down here and across, like in a square around the neckline. So it's white with beautiful embroidery around here and around the cuffs and sometimes around the hemline. So I will, I'll try to Google a few images of traditional Ukrainian embroidery and see if I can insert it here. If I can't find any, then I'm sure that you can get a picture of what I'm looking for, what I would like to do. But I want it to be something that's high quality and very nice. So I want to practice my embroidery skills and get them up to where I would like for them to be. And then I have to figure out how to incorporate it into a neckline or something in a shirt that for them to wear. The other option is to pull out my Bernina 790 Plus, which is also an embroidery machine, and find an embroidery file and just do it on the embroidery machine. But I'm not sure if it's gonna have the same, I don't know, the same meaning as if I do it by hand, because I want it to be a special piece that they would keep, and possibly hand down in their families, because this is their heritage. They were born in Ukraine. They're born in the city of Kiev, and they had to leave their home and their heritage and their country behind and come to live with us Americans. So I'd like for them to have a little piece of their heritage to take with them when they leave home and start their own families. So that's the sewing for this week. So I think that's everything. I haven't been working on anything else. One of the things I need to do this weekend is I need to have a good cleanup of my sewing room. I have been working on several back-to-back projects with no cleaning in between, and so I have supplies scattered around that I've been using, and it's getting to the point where I can't think in here anymore. So that's going to be the first order of business, probably Sunday morning. I'll come down here with a cup of coffee and some music, and I will just start tidying up my sewing room, giving it a good tidy and organizing and dusting and vacuuming and all of that, just so that it will be ready for me to work on my Vogue 1672 dress in the afternoon. So that's my sewing plans for this weekend. Oh, one more sewing plan that I need to go get the fabric to show you. I'll be right back. I'm back. My youngest son just turned 11. He's going into the 5th grade. And he saw the backpacks I've been making, and he's in need of a new backpack for the 5th grade. And he said, Mom, will you make me my own backpack? And I said, of course I will make you a backpack. So I'm going to, now that I've made 2 Marlin backpacks from Sew Sweetness, I am going to make one for my son. And we went to the fabric store and we found this really cute, it's a canvas, an outdoor canvas. You can hear it. So it's a waxed, so it's waterproof, and it's very heavy and durable. I'm not going to have to interface it at all. So this will be the exterior fabric for his backpack. And then he wants me to line it with this dark blue that matches the dark blue leaves for the lining. And then I'm going to use this color blue for the ends of the zippers and the strap holders. And I will also get zipper tape and straps, the strap webbing, the same color as this. So it'll all be coordinating and matching. So that after I finish my Vogue dress, this will be the next plan on my sewing table. Again, I am not going to use the foam interfacing on this particular one. I just think that for a kid's backpack, it doesn't need to stand up and be structured like that. If I was going to make that backpack again as a handbag, a couple of things I would do differently. I would not put the side pockets on for a handbag, and I would put inside of this pouch, I would put a slip pocket here for small things like lip glosses and a pen, car key, things like that. I would put a slip pocket here on the inside of the front pocket. And for the zipper tab, for the front zipper here, I would use a very thin fabric that with no interfacing, because you fold it over 3 times, so you're going through 3 layers of fabric when you are 5 layers of fabric when you are sewing through the zipper tab. And then if you interface it, then you have 5 layers of fabric that's interfaced. And if you're using a heavyweight fabric, that's heavyweight fabric, 5 layers of that with interfacing. And it's just too much. My sewing machine, I kept breaking my thread. I broke several needles. It was just way, way, way too thick. So this one place right here in the front where it gets super thick, right there, I think that that's the one place that I would want to reduce the bulk as much as possible. And I would do that by switching to a really lightweight fabric with no interfacing. And then I'm also not going to use the foam interfacing for the bag. So that is my plans that for the next week or so. I'm going to finish my Vogue dress. I'm going to make my son a backpack. If I like the Vogue dress, then I will go ahead and use this fabric right there to make the Vogue dress again out of the pink linen for my son's wedding. We're getting closer. We're less than a month now. So I need to get going and get that dress finished. Just a quick note that I forgot while I was editing my video is that I want to do a celebration video of receiving 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And I wanted it to be a Q&A, a question and answer video, where you could email me any question that you might have, that you are curious about me, my life, my sewing, whatever it is you'd like to know. And I'll put the email address right here. It's thewanderingsewist@outlook.com. thewanderingsewist@outlook.com. I've only received one question so far, and I don't think I'm going to make a video just for the one question. So if you have a question, please send them in, and I would love to do a Q&A video with you. Thanks. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. I hope you're all doing well, and you have plenty of time to sew and spend time with your family and enjoy life. Take care. Bye.